Hello. Today I would like to talk about chakra system and Kundalini and about what I'm doing in the session when I'm removing all this. And why I'm doing that, what is the chakra system? In fact, and in the truth. So we do have a chakra system. Everyone knows that, you can hear it and see it from everywhere. You have that seven colorful, energy centers that must be always in alignment. So you are in harmony. So I would like to talk about something the majority people doesn't know, and it's this chakra system, as we know, and is well known everywhere, and a lot of yogins and other people in meditation work on, is in the fact artificial implant. As you know, I do work with all distortions, implants, and other devices in your etheric body that are not beneficial and removing them. In the fact, chakra system is the biggest implant from my point of view, apart from other sort of like overlays or the bodies that are artificial too. We do have them, but I don't want to talk about them at the moment in regards to the implants. So chakra system. We do have our original organic energy system as a human source within our divine template have you been created. We don't use that because of this artificial that was put in between our real ones, energy system, divine ones, and our body. We as a humankind, humans are connected to the divine, to the source of life force or energy all the time, through this energy system that contains from the core star, from the mind star and the lone star, as we name them, but in the fact this three-star system is our divine automatic system that is receiving, like automatically life force from the divine source and distributing for all our bodies and activities. We don't need to do anything. It works automatically. It's autonomous and it's divine. It works for us. So once this chakra system is removed from artificial implant is removed from our body, then you start to feel that your energy system works different way. For example, in my case, I feel the same amount of energy in the morning when I wake up, during the day, in the evening when I'm going to sleep, regardless I did something difficult over the day or not, if I'm climbing the mountains or running. Actually, I have all the time the equal amount and appropriate amount of energy within my system. I don't even think about that. I just operate like that. So this is the thing how we as a human should operate or work or exist, and we do. The thing is, we don't because of this artificial system. So why the chakra system is artificial, who created that and who implemented it in us, and why we have it. This is the big topic, and probably this is not something, like it's gonna be nice to hear, but it's a truth, and it's whenever you are ready, and because you're watching this video, I believe you already question, like if the chakra system is okay, or if you have feeling there is something wrong with that, or so like some of my clients said, like they always question that. So as you all know, we are not only one in the universe. There are other races, there are other forces, good and bad, in the fact, from our perspective, how we understand that. And there are some species, or let's say like beings or entities that for living, they're not connected to the divine source, and then for living they need to have some source of energy, and because they are not automatically not connected to the divine source, they need to get it from somewhere. And what they do parasite on other species. Yeah, so this is actually what's happening. So species there somewhere in universe, in order to be alive and survive, they need actually get energy from other species. But what species, like it's happy, or race is happy to give willingly, energy. So no one, you have a free will. Why would you give your life force to someone else? Uh, the problem with these shadows, or the dark or negative entities, that that's how they call them, by the fact they chosen not to be connected to the source, divine source, and that is their free will. And then they're looking for the ways how they can survive. So they need to find someone and colonize, or to make them slaves, or to manipulate them, or do something in order to get it. And this is happening. Whoever, like it's very awake, can know that we are, as a human, slave race. Um, and this is not only this planet, this exists on the many others. And they are also colonized by these species for energy without even knowing. This is happening on our planet too. It's happening to us, to everyone who is connected, who was born, to be honest, on the earth. When we are coming here in this world by process of the birth, we going through the mother's canal out, into the, like this dimension. This is planet Earth. I call it sort of like matrix. And we actually in the process by born, like inheriting, coming here, some kind of layers, sort of like nets, energetical, etherical, that I call matrix. And they are actually to limit us, to control us. Yeah, they're all that the technology of these species. They created that for the reason, as I mentioned earlier, and this is how they keep us in that keep us trapped without even knowing. So in the process of education, when in this matrix, it's to explaining to us that the chakra system and other stuff is very important for us in order to operate perfectly. This is our only, energy system, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, like other like another techniques and other teachings, we believe to. That's all. Unfortunately, it's not very beneficial. It doesn't benefit us. It benefits someone who take advantage of that. And the chakra system is actually artificial implants that is placed within our system, yeah, within our body, and our, like divine connection to the source. And this is why we're receiving the energy from the divine, through that system, yeah, that seven centers system within our body, and other secondary energy sensors in our arms, in our palms, in our knees, in our hips. So and other places. So it's actually sort of like distribute energy within our parts of the body, and every part of the body is connected to different area of our life. So this is a perfect technology from them, how to control us, how to limit us, how to manipulate us in order to keep us in that level of frequency they needed us to have, in order that we willingly giving them our source of energy. Yeah, so willing, it's like in sort of in apostrophes, because they just manipulate us to believe that, but it's not the truth, so we willingly allow, all that lies to become our truth. And as you know, we are creators, and whatever we believe to, we create that, because we are those creators. We are those strong and powerful beings. They have been studying us for eons, so we can't be surprised that everything what they did in order to limit us, to suppress us, is into such level how is in these days. So the chakra system has in all these energy centers sort of like a siphon, because it's artificial. This is actually something synthetic in our organic biological system that they can actually enter and connect to, right? So if I do work with the people, they do have entity attachments to exactly all those energy centers. That's actually the waves, that can get to your system, yeah? So they can be connect and siphon, exactly on your crown chakra, on your third eye chakra, on your throat chakra, heart chakra, solar chakra, sacrum, and a base chakra. Yeah, the chakra is like from a name for the energy center, sort of, and is actually similar, in the meaning. So what to understand is like petrol station is like where we getting the fuel. Yeah, it's actually for them, to plug into us. But what they actually do, they don't only just plug into us and soaking, like, and taking our energy. They specifically go for low frequency energy because they are only able to exist in up to 4D frequency. So for survival, they are very happy with the low frequency energies like guilt, shame, anger, pain, shame, hopelessness, helplessness, unworthiness. The best, very famous is a fear. This is actually opposite of love, and the fear is exactly what fuel them the best. So they try to do any kind of activities to create all those emotions within our system so that they can actually soak them. We are always connected to the divine, and then by our thoughts and our action, we create, all that emotions. We're going into action, and with our intention and our force, we create more and more for them. So that's why the chakra system, once they actually sucked in the siphon, in the energy centers, the entities, then it's very easy to control and manipulate us in the way, like if the two people are interacting, so in the fact actually the two entities interacting together. And as we know, these kind of entities, we don't talking about benevolent, we always talk about malevolent. So that are negative. So they're gonna create all havoc in your life, or fights, arguments, that in the fact you think like you have argument with someone, but in the fact those entities actually playing that games, and they fight each other in order to create all that frequency and energy for them. So sometimes we think like, if we meet someone like, oh, I don't like him, I don't know why, I never met him before, and this is about energy, it's about like what is within his energetic system. So it's like interaction of the two entities, without knowing, because you can't recognize it, like you don't know about that, and you just have their consciousness is becoming actually part of your consciousness, and you think it's you. Also the thoughts they have, they can actually by intention, like implement, like your their thoughts to you. So you think, that you think that negative way, but it's not the truth. They are actually creating that, and their purpose is to do it, in order to create as much low frequency energies and emotions for them. So Kundalini is actually sort of like a flow of the energy, like coming through your sort of like follow the spine, yeah, and it's going through these energy centers, up and down, and should actually is in charge for flowing the energy within your system. But in the fact, all the people that can see they are clairvoyant, they can see the two serpents, like two serpents. They are there, and one is the real organic one, life force, and the other one is artificial, is like layer, is like the implant that is actually covering or working sort of like, you know, twisted together with the our life force. And in the fact, because that is like the best energy, you know, that's what we call as a creation energy, is just, it's just so powerful for them that they need to cover it in order to control you and make sure you're never gonna awake, you're never gonna be happy, you're never gonna use your energy for something creative. um, they also keep their larvae and parasites on the layer in order to feed them, you know, so it's sort of like nest for them. And this everything can be removed with this session also. The other thing, how the entity can enter through the and to get stuck on your chakra system, or if you are taking like if you're taking drugs, if you're taking alcohol or other substances that are actually opening you to everything, you know, it's opening your energetic body to everything. Well, there is, in the space up there, there's everything, really, the good, bad, and without even knowing and creating like good protection, all those negative entities actually waiting in the places where the people going to take ayahuasca, or around the bars and around these kind of places, they can get into your system very easily to get a host and to have like direct source of energy for them. So this is the one way for them how they can enter your energetic body and to get stuck. Also, the other one is trauma. And even though the trauma, you traumatize and you are not fully in the control, your system is a little bit like down, is not on the alert, you know, because you are stuck in the trauma in that second moment or for a while. And if in your auric like protection energetic field, you know, becomes the small hole, you know, for them is invitation. It's just purely invitation. They're coming in and they connect to your system. Also, there are dreams, you know, like during the dreams, you know, during your astral traveling and experiencing the stories they're actually creating, and like programs, you know, to create a lot of terror, havoc, traumatized situations, to create fear, to create unworthiness, to create lack in general, and many others situation. So, and then because your mind, it's working 24/7, yes, so subconscious actually it's living that and creating that emotions, and that's actually the space where they can enter actually your system also. What else to say? Right, so that's how we are actually trapped, you know, in this chakra system that we believe to it's important, and we need to always harmonize, you know, to get in alignment. That's why you're sitting so long time, you know, like you concentrate on every center and you try actually to make it spin the correct way in harmonic with the other one. But what they do, they actually are in the control of it. So whenever you do that, they're gonna and they do disturbance in it, you know. So because they don't want you to be in harmony, because they don't have from your love, you know, from your bliss, from happiness and joy, they do not have the particular frequency of emotions and energy they need to for their survival, you know. And also, they don't want you to be awakened. They don't want you to start to think, you know, about who I am, why I'm here, and what is my purpose. They will do anything, you know, to distract you, so you don't have a time for yourself. You're always in the survival mode, right? So that's why the most entities are connected to our first, second, and third centers, you know, like those 1D, 2D, and 3D, you know, up to survival only, and the survival mode. From my short time of working with the clients or with the people, they had removed a chakra system, or they asked me for an energetic scan. I'm having people, they have a lot of entity attachment to the heart center and third eye center. So if they are in the heart center, this is mostly for the people they got through any kind of loss, there was some person, or they had a heartbreak, regard relationships, and so they are traumatized, on the heart level, or their soul was broken in the traumas. So that's why, it's a heart chakra very very often, place for entering by to entities. Then the third eye, when they know that some person has a specific kind of DNA and they know their purpose in order to help humanity to ascend, or to help people to help them to be happy in any ways, then they're gonna and they attach themselves to your third eye. This is the perfect place on how to control your pineal gland, like your creation, and center for sending intentions for your life and the life of others. Also very often there are people, they have entities on your throat chakra, and this is like everything connected, like to traumas in every case, this way or other way, on inherited way, doesn't matter. And this kind of people, they been suppressed in some way, they cannot express themselves, or they are expressing themselves in not appropriate way. So usually there is attachment, and overtake by entity, in this part of their energy central. Okay, so this artificial chakra system is not only is harvesting, our energy, it's controlling us in this way to keep us low. They limited us, they don't want us to know who we are, and they limit us in the way like we are not connected directly to the source, and also they can manipulate us very easily. What I would like to say, it's all the energy that are not used for the entities, or if you do not have entity attachment to your chakras, so all this chakra system with the Kundalini, with the artificial layer there, that is covering our life force, is actually going up to the space, to universe, to their artificial tankers, sort of. It's like bunks for their for the energy, for our low frequency energy. They storing there, like on the petrol station, we store the petrol, and the same is under, like your chakra system going down, and under the earth they got plenty of others tankers for energy. So we are actually tied up and tied down, where actually they soaking, and siphon your beautiful energy that is created in the low frequency, mostly the fear, shame, guilt, anger, into their reservoirs, or the energy for them. So this is actually, we are sort of like really batteries for them, batteries, that create energy. And in this case, we do understand our race as slave race without even knowing. So if you decided and you really want to liberate yourself, and you starting to think about like probably this matrix doesn't serving you anymore, and you would like, you're really free, but there is something invisible that keeps you always down, and you're just going in the circle, this is the best way to tune in my words, what I'm saying, and consider that not only chakra system, but other distortions are removed from an etheric and an energetical body once and forever. So this service is actually done once and forever. One session lasts for 1 hour, and it's done on distance. So you are basically laying down on your back, so your spine is straight. in comfortable place at home, and I do work from my place whenever I am on in the earth and on distance, on working in the same day and time on your system. I communicate with you via texts or voice messages before and after, before regards to the instructions, any kind of questions you may have, and after session regards aftercare information, and also to respond to any questions that you can raise after getting through integration process, or you dealing with something you would like to ask regarding your energy system working through your body. So this is actually the chakra system, how the session works, and I would like to explain also what I actually do during the session. So during the session, what I do, I'm gonna actually move all energy from your energy centers. I'm gonna actually to move them into your core star. So I merge everything together in your core star, leave that there. I remove your artificial, chakra system. I cut all the ties of the reptilians up to universe, up to the earth. And if you do have entity attachment, so I'm gonna sort all contracts you may have with them. That is gonna be dissolved, ended, and entity are gonna be removed and sent where they need to go. Same way. Also, I will remove any kind of parasites or larvas from your Kundalini. So your Kundalini, or I like it to call it life force, is gonna be cleared, and the overlay of the Kundalini is gonna be released too. After that, your original 3-star energy system is gonna be activated, and your energy and your protection shield of the body is gonna be activated. So this is all. I wish you all the best, and if you have any question, you can leave the question below this video. If you wanted to book the session, you can do it also through my website for bookings. Link I'm gonna leave below this video also. It was an honor to speak to you. Please do be happy, and if you feel that this is something you may go for, just go for. Yeah, I really recommend that. I highly recommend that. Thank you.